Hiya, YouTube. I've done it again. I've got myself into trouble, but hey ho, there you go. I've got another printer, but this one, I've got a lot of work to do to it. This is the HE3D printer. What's good about it? Well, it's simple. This is a project that I'm doing up. As you can see, all its belts are missing out of there. This motor don't seem to be working, but everything else is working. So the hotbed's working, the motherboard's working, everything seems to be working great, except for this, that and the other. A good part has happened today, which I'm quite happy about. I had a 2 gigabyte card in there which wouldn't read, and then I put a 32 gig in and straight away it says card inserted, so it's reading it perfect. And when I press the controls, when I go to there, hang on, I go to there, I go to DCM because that's where I put the programs into DCM. There you go. So it's all working. So the overall generally is this is a big clean up, a strip down, a clean up, and I'm going to get it working, I hope. But it is all working, all the hotbeds working, hot ends, everything seems working, all except just that part there, the filament. I've got 5 motors, so I'm above there. So after all the hard work, it took me about a week, maybe a week and a half, to get the belts replaced, you know, and all that stuff. The motor on there was no good, so I've had to replace it for a brand new one. Brand new motor here, brand new step motor, should I say. It's got brand new belts. All brand new belts replaced. I've made myself a spore holder with my E3D. Sorry, with my Ender 3. Sorry. I made new dust covers for the side of it. The power supply never even had the right brackets or nothing, so I built new brackets for it. I built that new case for it there. I've rewired the power supply so it takes a normal power socket, so I can turn it off at the printer itself here with this part. I've done quite a lot, really, honest to God. You wouldn't believe it. I've tightened the frame up, I've done all that. The frame was all loose. It was in really bad condition for what it was. The deeper I went into it, the more work what I found out that had to be done. It wasn't an easy task at all. I've rebuilt, right, the person that had it, if you watch the first part of the video, you'll see he had like grey feet there. Well, what he had actually done was he actually printed out some large corner pieces for them parts there, and then raised the whole of this lot up by 2 inches so as he could put them on there just as feet. Ridiculous. So I've rebuilt, I've took them off, I've reloaded all this part down, re-straightened it all, make sure it's perfectly level and that. And then I've built these feet with tennis balls in for noise reduction. It's had like it got on the board quite stepper motor drivers, which is good. That's why you can hardly hear it. Otherwise you'd be making a right clanger. It's still slightly noisy because of the arms, but that's to be expected, isn't it? Yeah, it's got new springs on the belts. There's absolutely no belt on this whatsoever. I've rerouted the wires to make sure everything's right. I've recovered all of the wiring, so it's really good. Lucky for me, the actual original sensor for automatic levelling was perfect in working good order, so I kept that. I put the blue, very, very hot tube on, so it's never going to block up that way. I routed the wires all the way down there, proper how it should be. All underneath that bed is all nice and neat. You won't find no dangling wires underneath, as you can see. The wires are not dangling underneath like it was. It was like a load of spaghetti hanging underneath there before. That's all nice and tidy. So yeah, it's all done. I'm just going to show you a test cube of the X, Y and the Z. That's what I'm printing out now. I'll show you that in a minute when it is finished. But yeah, it's all done. And it's massive, but it's nice. Oh yes, and that was mine originally, what I built for it, just to check the motor was all running and that, but it wasn't. So like I said, brand new step motor there. It's had such a lot of work done to it. I will say that I prefer the bed flat, flat on there rather than jack it up on springs and mess about. Especially when you got an automatic like leveler, you don't need it. So I don't use the glass bed part. I'd rather put a bit of like purple glue down to hold it proper. But yeah, it's working beautiful now. All sorted. I had to tighten all these up, make sure these were perfectly lined up and all square. This thing has had so much work done to it, it's ridiculous. And what gets me right is I paid enough for it when I got it, and that was a wreck. And you know what, a printer like this can't even pull £150. Well, I think I'd rather keep it myself personally. Somebody wants to buy it off me because they need the rods there, the arms, because they want to chop it up and fix their printer with. How stupid! I'm not going to let that happen to you. It's beautiful, man. But anyway, so yeah, I'll end up keeping it, and I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, in no time at all, she's already printing away nice. She's getting a cube on the way. The cube is printing a bit fast at the moment. It's doing by 100% speed. But I'll show you with the cube once she's finished, eh? So as you can see, it's just done the XY Z cube. Had to turn the speed down to 60 because I didn't want no ghosting, but hey, look at that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's lovely and sharp. No ghosting on it, obviously. And X and Y and that. So she's nice. Very, very good actually. Real sharp corners, real sharp edges. So no ghosting on it. So she's all done. Can't complain with that machine for that scale. Anyway, so yeah, that was a big job it was to do. So I might as well keep this baby because it's big. You never know, I might do some robo suit or something that's worth keeping the machine to do. And this machine is good for tallness. Even though it's got a 300 bed, when it's printing you can only get 220 I think it is out of it, something like that. And I do have my end 3 maximum with a 300 bed, so that's a square bed as well, so you can get like 290 out of one. But hey, this is a lot taller than my end 3 max, so I might as well use the height. I might as well keep it just for the height of 3D printing, and it's another printer to my collection. Anyway, thanks for looking. Catch you later. Oh, I'll end this with the build video, the manufacturer's build video, just to show people how much work there is when you're building one of these machines yourself. So, catch you later. Bye.